What is up guys, welcome back to another video. As we know, in the second half of 2022, I think it's the best time to check out the top free-to-play games that have released within this year so far. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the 20 of the best free-to-play games that have released within this year, including the new release games as well as some old popular titles that recently goes completely free-to-play. I usually cover all the newly releasing free-to-play games on every month, so if you like this type of content and still haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon so you're never gonna miss any future uploads. And also now you can become a member and be a part of this channel and also support me to make more content in the future. So without further ado guys, let's get right into the video. Alright, at number 20 we have Hood Outlaws and Legends. This is a game that is going to be free for a limited time on Epic Games Store, so if you are watching this video during the first couple of days of publishing, make sure to go ahead and claim this game right now. This is a PvP/PvE multiplayer action adventure game which has a heavy focus on stealth, which I absolutely love about. The game set up in a medieval world that has intense firefights between rival gangs with heavy focus on brutal combat, stealth and team play. It's a cool multiplayer co-op game with unique features that is absolutely worth claiming during this free giveaway. Next up we have probably the smallest game on this list, that is Tap Ninja. Tap Ninja is a free-to-play 2D casual game that was developed by Broken Glass. In this game you have very few simple goals, that is to destroy your enemies, earn gold, upgrade your village and become a ninja master. This game has over 1700 reviews on Steam and most of them are very positive, and it's also available on mobile platforms like Android and iOS as well. So give it a try, it's a fun little casual game. Next up we have Shadow Burglar. Shadow Burglar is a free-to-play action stealth game which is developed by Ghostly Production. In this game you play as a Jinn, a thief that has mythical powers of mopping with the shadows. So your main objective is to use the dark parts of the map and carefully deal with the guards and steal back some of your paintings. It's a single-player game that currently has more than 400 reviews on Steam and most of them are very positive. So give it a try if you're looking for some single-player stealth action game. Next up we have one of the most funniest battle royale games on this list, that is Retail Royale. Retail Royale is a PvP free-to-play battle royale game that you have to fight inside a furniture store where everything is a weapon. It's a very fun, chaotic battle royale game that heavily focuses on the melee weapons. So everything you pick up from the ground is a weapon, so you have to fight other 15 players and try to be the last man standing. The game has mostly positive reviews on Steam and close to more than 1400 reviews, and also the system requirements are very generous. So if you're looking for some battle royale games, make sure to try out Retail Royale. Next up we have Crows, which is a game I recently covered in one of my previous videos. Crows is a free-to-play team-based multiplayer shooter game where you have to engage as mercenaries in an all-out warfare. In this game you have a regular multiplayer mode just like in Battlefield games and also a fully fleshed out Battle Royale mode as well. The game recently got a massive update called Bloody War, but I still think game needs more update when it comes to optimization and bug fixes. It currently has more than 3800 reviews on Steam and most of them sitting at mixed reviews, but you definitely need to have a beefy system requirements compared to other games on this list. So give it a try, it's completely free. Next up at number 15 we have Paint Warfare. Paint Warfare is a fast-paced casual first-person shooter game which was developed by Banana Dev. In this game you have a single game mode which is the team deathmatch style game mode where you have to earn more points by killing other enemies and try to go up higher in the leaderboard. You will randomly spawn with various type of weapon for a limited time and you have to use those weapons to eliminate other players. The game currently has close to 300 reviews on Steam and most of them are very positive. And system requirements are also very low specs friendly. You only need an Intel HD 3000 graphics to play this game. Next up we have Pinball FX. Do you guys remember the good old Pinball 3D game we used to play back in all Windows versions? Yes, this is quite similar to that, but we have a lot more advanced features in Pinball FX. First of all, you have multiplayer which let you play with other friends and have a good time. And also you can build your own game room with different type of pinball boards. This is actually a quite new game which was released about 2 months ago and it's available to play right now for completely free on Epic Games Store. Alright, next up we have a game that I recently discovered and fall in love with. That is Banana Shooter, which I covered recently on my channel in a dedicated video. It's a very casual and simple free-to-play first-person shooter game with very simple game mechanics. You can definitely play this game on solo, but I highly recommend you guys to try out with some friends. In this game, you can host your own servers and invite a bunch of your friends to have a good time. The game has currently over 1100 reviews on Steam and most of them are very positive, and the system requirements are also very low specs friendly, so you have no issues running this game on any type of low-end computer. Alright, next up we have Fade Out Underground. Fade Out Underground is a free-to-play third-person online multiplayer shooter which is developed by Western Mitchell. This title is in the vein of classic PC games from the late 90s and early 2000s, and it also definitely inspired by the classic games like Quake, Unreal Tournament and Team Fortress 2. The game is currently representing 4 maps with 6 game mods plus a bonus mod and also 22 weapons and 8 playable characters. And it currently had very positive reviews on Steam, and also the system requirements are not that heavy. If you're looking for a single-player, story-driven adventure game, look no further than Giovanna. Giovanna is a free-to-play single-player adventure game that has heavy focus on exploration. The game set up in a beautiful world that let you explore the rich and dense environment with immersive landscapes. The game currently has over 300 reviews on Steam and most of them are very positive. But the system requirements are surprisingly quite heavy compared to the other games on this list. I know these type of games are not for everyone, but you might like it, so give it a try. Alright, next up we have Space Punk, which is also another game available on Epic Games Store. Space Punk is a free-to-play, top-down looter-shooter style action RPG game which was released about a couple of months ago. In this game you can play either single player or you can play with your friends as a co-op. And also there is a regular multiplayer as well, which is always a nice addition. The game let you team up with 3 of your friends and your main objective is to fly across the galaxy and fight against different aliens and harvest their loot and become the ultimate galactic badass. The game is currently on early access on Epic Games Store and you can join the open beta right now for completely free, so definitely give it a try if you're into these type of games. Alright, next up we have a brand new free-to-play game released by Ubisoft, that is Roller Champions. Roller Champions is a free-to-play 3v3 sports game which was actually released a couple of days ago, so not a lot of people actually know about this game right now. In this game you go head-to-head against your opposing team with speed, crashing tackles and daring dodges, and your objective is to be the first team to complete the 3 laps with 5 points just by throwing your balls into the hoop. The game is currently available for download right now for completely free on Uplay as well as Epic Games Store. So give it a try if you're looking for some fresh sport experience. Alright, next up we have a game called Aperture Desk Job, a free-to-play single-player, simulation type game which is actually developed by Valve. The game was released alongside their handheld console Steam Deck and it received tons of positive reviews, so I have to include this game on this list. In this game you play as an entry-level guy on the first day of their job, but one thing to remember is that you need to have a controller to play this game because it doesn't support keyboard and mouse. The game has close to 13,000 reviews on Steam and most of them are very positive. If you're looking for something different from a typical multiplayer first-person shooter game, look no further than Century Edge of Ashes. This is a free-to-play multiplayer game where you have to fight with dragons, so how cool is that? And you can also choose various types of masters that have different classes and abilities. In here you can also customize your dragons and compete in intense arena battles with fast-paced aerial combat. It's a fun multiplayer game with very unique concept and I absolutely love it. The game has currently set on mostly positive reviews with more than 12,000 reviews on Steam, so I highly recommend you guys to try out this game. Alright, next up we have Knockout City, which is a game I recently covered in one of my previous videos. Knockout City is a team-based, over-the-top dodgeball fight game which recently goes free-to-play about a couple of weeks ago. I personally think this game should be free-to-play from the start up, but the devs have finally decided to release it as a free-to-play title and now it's getting its popularity back, which is really good. And this game is currently available on Steam, Epic Games Store as well as on Origin. And not only that, it's also available available on PlayStation, Xbox as well as Nintendo Switch. It currently has around 68,000 reviews on Steam, and all the most recent reviews of the game are mostly positive, but you definitely need to have a decent system requirements to play this game. Next up, we have a game that released by the end of last year but is something that we should definitely add into this list. That is Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is a free-to-play sci-fi multiplayer first-person shooter game, which is probably the most popular first-person shooter game on this list. There is absolutely no introduction needed because everybody knows about Halo, right? It's one of my personal favorite games when I was growing up, and it's pretty cool to see that the developer decided to release this multiplayer version of this game as a free-to-play title, which is absolutely insane. The game has currently set on mostly positive reviews with 142,000 reviews on Steam, so give it a try. It's one of the best free-to-play FPS games on this list. At number 4, we have Fall Guys, which come as a no surprises because it's probably the most popular free-to-play game that available right now to play. Yes, you heard me right, Fall Guys is completely free right now. And recently, the Epic Games has bought the exclusive access to Fall Guys, and you can only play Fall Guys right now on Epic Games Store. So it's no longer available on Steam, but most importantly, it's completely free to play with no additional cost. And it's also available on PlayStation, Xbox as well as Nintendo Switch, and this game can run on even with very low-end computer without any issues. At number 3, we have Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, a free-to-play battle royale game which was developed by Sharkmob. I previously covered this game multiple times on my channel, and I linked those videos in the description as well. The game set up in the Vampire the Masquerade universe where you have to fight other vampires and try to be the last man standing. In this game, you can choose different vampire classes that have different vampire abilities, and you can customize each of these classes to your liking. The game has over 40,000 reviews on Steam and is sitting around mostly positive reviews. But you definitely need to have a decent spec system to play this game without any issues. At number 2, we have The Cycle Frontier. Yes, it's finally available as a fully free-to-play title on Steam as well as Epic Games Store. If you are a regular viewer of my channel, this game is not come as a surprise for you because I covered this game multiple times in my previous videos. I also had the chance to play the closed beta version, which I also link it in the description. Alright, Cycle Frontier is a PvP/PvE looter shooter style game similar to the games like Escape from Tarkov but in space. The game is currently holding on to very higher viewerships on Twitch as well as YouTube. Most of the popular streamers are trying out the game right now. It currently has around mixed reviews on Steam with around 20,000 reviews, but it's still a very solid game. You actually don't need to have a beefy computer to play this game, but you really need to have some decent specs in order to try out the Cycle Frontier. Alright, at number 1 we have PUBG, which is also known as PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. If you are a regular viewer of my channel, this game is come as a no surprise to you because it's probably the main game that I play on this channel, and it's definitely one of the most popular battle royale games on Steam right now. The game was released back in 2017, and for the most part it was a paid game, and it recently goes free to play on the January 2022. I can't remember how many people was expecting this game to go free to play because I receive comments every day asking when this game goes free for everyone. But some people still don't know that PUBG is a free game, so here it is. The game has over 2 million views on Steam, and most of them set in a mixed review category. It's probably my favorite multiplayer game of all time, and I love the gunplay on PUBG. So no matter how much FPS game that I play, I always come back to PUBG. You definitely don't need to have a beefy computer to play this game, but you need to have some kind of medium specs computer to play this game in 2022. Well, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope this video helpful for you find some cool free games to play when you have a free time or when you want to play some games with your friends as well. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, and I catch you guys in my next video. Stay safe.